Hello students, this video on the chapter Light, Reflection and Refraction of class 10th from Science NCERT book is brought to you by Miss Bhanupriya. Before starting today's video, I would like to tell you all that what all topics are to be discussed in this chapter. So the topics which are to be discussed in this chapter are as follows. So the first topic will be the introduction to light, then we'll go on to the reflection of light, and then after that we are going to study about the spherical mirror and its types, and then we will see the ray diagrams, means the diagrams which are made with the help of the rays which is coming from the various sources of from the various objects, and then after striking how it is going to behave. Next we will see that the image formation by the mirrors, then refraction of light will be the next topic. After that we are going to see the refraction through the glass slab. Okay, and one more is there, that reflection through glass slab, then a refraction of the light with the help of lenses, different types of lenses also we are going to study. That in the spherical surface mirrors, as they are spherical mirrors, there are lenses also which having the curved surface. Then we go on to the next topic, that will be the lens formula, and then the last topic will be the power of lens. So these many topics are to be discussed in total in this lesson. Now before starting the lesson in detail, I just wanted to give you a glance of this lesson and what things are present, and means what all topics which are there in this chapter and how they are being interconnected. So after the introduction of this word light, we go on to the various natural phenomena, that is a reflection of light, in which how the image is being formed, which is based upon the laws of reflection. So we are going to study about the laws of reflection. Then we will see the different types of images which are being formed because of these mirrors. And this reflection is because of the mirrors, and the images are of virtual image, erect image, then it could be any real image. So there could be different types of images which will be formed because of the different types of mirrors. Fine. Next we'll go on to the spherical mirrors, where we will see about the concave mirror, the convex mirror, and its uses. Okay, and then after that the uses of these concave and convex mirror, we will see the how these images are being formed. So image formation, the ray diagram, the sign conventions are also there. What is the nature, what is the behavior of this refraction and reflection of light on various surfaces, and what will be the effect of the image which is being formed when it is obtained when it is kept, means this object is kept at various positions. So with this there are many other topics which will be included in between. So this was the chapter, these were the topics which at glance which is to be discussed. All these will be discussed in the chapter in details. Okay, I think this picture might not be very clear to all of you, but still a concept which I told you, that in light we have to study these many things and how they are being connected in a very small way, means it is just a type of the hints which I have given you. I'll just go on to these topics one by one in very details. Now the first topic which is related with the chapter light is its introduction. Okay, so in introduction, what I should say, that light, what is light? If I say this word light, what are the other words which you can focus once you listen this word light? So once I say this word light, it gives a sigh that you are able to see the things. So why you are able to see the things? Because light is there. Okay, so if I say some more words which are related with light, I would say will be the sources of light, means those objects which are emitting light, those objects which are emitting light naturally, some of them are emitting light artificially. Okay, so there could be luminous and non-luminous objects. So luminous objects are those which are going to be give its own light, like it is going to give its own light, like sun, stars, all these are the luminous objects. And if we talk about the non-luminous objects, means those who are not giving their own light, such as the moon, which is not going to give you the sunlight. Chair, table, it is not going to give you your own light. Okay, now these objects like lamp, sun, candle, all these are emitting light, and they help us in seeing. So what is light on the total, what is its definition saying that about what is it, what is the meaning of this word light? So light is a form of energy that enables us to see the things. Means it is a form of energy, it is a form of, it is one type of energy. Means we have discussed in the last chapter only, we have discussed so many forms of energy. So it is again one of the another form of energy, that is the light, and it is helping us, it helps us to see the things. Okay, it helps us to see the things, which enables us to see the things. Now light starts from a source. Okay, so this is very important. From where is this light coming? Light is coming from a source, and that source is only known as the source of light, and that could be, as I told you, that could be of two types. Either it is going to give its own light, or it is going to shine by another by the light of some other objects. Okay, luminous and non-luminous objects. So the objects like, for example, sun give you light, therefore we can see the sun. Now the objects like sun, lamp, candle, which emits their own light, I told you that they are the luminous objects. The objects like the table, chair, they do not give their own light, but we are able to see them also. Now how is this happening, that whether this book, your table, your chair is not going to emit the light, it is not shining, but still we are able to see those things? Now how is this possible? This is possible because light is starting from a source, and it bounces off the object which is being perceived by our eyes, and our brain processes the signal, which eventually enables us to see. So this is the main concept why in this table and chair it is not giving light. Then also you are able to see these objects which is not shining, which is not having their own source of energy, which is not having their own source of light. So this is happening because the object which is present is on that surface also the light is falling, and once it falls it is getting bounced off, it is going to be bounced off. Now the other word which is related with this word bounce will be reflected. The light will be reflected, it bounces off. As if you throw a ball on a wall, then what happens? This ball bounces off once you throw it. Okay, so it is after hitting the wall, it is going to bounce off. So in the same manner, if the light is falling on an object, after falling on an object, as soon as it strikes the surface of any object, it is going to be reflected, it is going to be bounced off. So this is studied under the property of light, that is reflection. And once it is being reflected, this is being perceived by our eyes take up these signals. So these these stimulus are being taken up by our eyes, and our brain helps in processing what things we are seeing, and that is why we are able to see the things properly. So those objects like table and chair which do not emit their light themselves, we can see them by the light which reflects or which scatters by themselves. Okay, by taking it from a luminous object like sun or lamp. When the sunlight falls on the chair or any other object, the chair sends some light. Please remember this word, this bounces off, this is reflected, it sends some light. Now how it is sending? It is sending because of the phenomenon known as reflection. Fine. So it is reflecting some light, and this reflected light is going to reach our eyes, and we are able to see the chair, because in our eyes light appears to come from chair. Now how this is possible? That if we are able to see the chair, it means the objects which are being reflecting the surface which are being reflecting this light, these lights, it is coming from that surface after striking. Okay, so that is why this process is known as the reflection. Fine. Now those objects which do not emit light energy by themselves, they are known as non-luminous objects, such as I talked about just now. I talked about the tables and chairs, which is not going to reflect their own, which is not going to emit their own light. They are helpful in the means these objects are being visible because of the presence of the luminous presence of the luminous object besides them. For example, sun is there, sun is shining on each and every objects. We are going to see the objects in the various colors, and it is possible because of reflection only, because light is being bounced off from these objects, which is being perceived by our eyes. Then it is being transmitted in the to the brain, and then this then our brain is going to tell what things we are seeing. Fine. Now next are the two phenomenons. Means light is an electromagnetic rays which travels in a straight line. Now this is another property of light, that light is showing these two properties. First is the reflection, second one is the refraction. Reflection means when any object is going to give light, it is coming from any source of light, means torch is a source of light, and object is placed in between. Now once this object is being placed, if it is an opaque object, it is going to pass all the light, it is going to reflect all the light in our eyes. Now objects, the surfaces are of three types: transparent, translucent and opaque. So these materials, these surfaces, I think you all have studied also these types of surfaces in the junior classes, that when any object which is able to send the light completely, means if the light is being emitted completely, means it transmits completely, then it is known as a transparent object. For example, the cellophane paper, the plain glass could be a transparent object. Next, if we talk about translucent objects, so those objects which will transmit some of the light, means some of the light will pass through it, some of the light will not be able to pass through it, that will be known as the translucent object. For example, oiled paper is there. If you take a paper and you put some oil on it, and then you just try to see the light from that oily paper, you will not be able to see the light completely. Okay, you will be able to see some of the light falling, light coming from that surface, but you are not able to see the light completely. It means it is a translucent object. Now next will be the opaque object. This is the object which helps us to see. How it is helping us to see the things. It is because all the light which is being falling on these opaque objects, it is going to reflect it, and once it is being reflected, once it is being sent back from the object, we are able to perceive it, we are able to see, because we are having eyes. Okay, now if I say that you are having eyes are important for seeing, it is only the eyes which is important for seeing. So the answer could be yes. But what about what happens during night time? Why we are not able to see? We are not able to see because there is no light. We are having eyes at the night also. It is not that we are taking out our eyes and keeping it somewhere. No, we are having our eyes, but we are not able to see the things at night because the light is not present. So it is the light which helps us to see the things, which makes the things visible to us. So that is why light is a form of energy which enables us to see the things. Fine. It is we are able to see the things because of the reflection of light, and reflection means it is the bouncing back or falling back of light after striking the surface in the same medium. Now what is this medium? Medium could be the place of experiment where it is being done. It could be solid, liquid or gas. Okay, now next phenomenon of this light is refraction. Now what is this refraction? Refraction means it is whenever the medium changes. Medium means when we are moving from the different objects, means object having different densities. Okay, different density. And what is this density? Density means it is the mass per unit of volume. How much amount of molecule is kept in that kept in the place of 1 meter cube. Okay, so that will be the density. So that the density, the number of molecules which are present, is going to decide the type of medium. So I'll just take this medium when I'll teach you the refraction of light. Okay, so first till that time you just remember that densities of an means there are different types of medium, and in each medium light behaves in a different manner. Now when light travels from one medium to another medium, it bends from its original path. Okay, as you could see here, as it is moving from a different medium, it is a glass slab or it is a glass object. When it is striking the surface, it is going to be bent. Now once this bending happens, this bends, and this bending happens because of the change in the medium. Okay, this change in the medium. Why this is changing? Because the densities of the medium is different. The glass is having different density, water is having different density, air is having different density, okay, oil is having different density. So this all these are the mediums in which you can show the phenomenon of refraction. So that is why this refraction and reflection are the two behaviors of light which is being shown when it is being striking any surface. Now it travels in a straight line. This is another property of light, you could say, that it travels in a straight line. Now how you could prove that it travels in a straight line? Again, the small, when you were in the smaller classes, then you would have seen that experiment that you have to keep 3 cardboards just one after another. You put a hole, pierce a hole in the center of this cardboard, keep a candle here, and just observe the candle from another side. Now once you're observing the candle from the another side, you are able to see the candle through these holes. Okay, once you shift one of any of these cardboards here and there, either to left or to right, are you able to see this object or this flame of this candle? No, you're not able to see the flame of the candle. Now why this was happening? This was happening with the fact because light travels in a straight line. Now if light would have traveled in the zigzag manner, it would have reached in your eyes anyhow, but it was not reaching in your eyes. That means that light always is following the path of a straight line. So this is a very common experiment. Or you just think of an experiment. You just take a paper roll or a small pipe and you just look towards the light which is present in your room. Either it could be a tube light or a bulb. You just watch to that any light source and you will be able to see the light source from your eyes through that pipe. Okay, you can see the light source through that pipe. Okay, but once you bend this pipe, then what happens? If you bend this pipe, now what happens? Will you be able to see the light? No. Once you are able to only see the walls of the pipe, you're not being able to see the light or the candle flame which is kept just after at the another end of this bent tube. So if light would have traveled in a zigzag manner, it would have bent, and then you would have been able to see these light after bending also. But it is not possible because light always travels in a straight line. So these were the 3 main characteristics of light, that it shows reflection, it travels in a straight line. Fine. Now reflection means bending of light in the same medium, and refraction means it is the bending of light from its original path when the medium changes, when the density changes. So it is known as refraction. We'll just discuss these topics in details in the further slides. Okay, so we go on to the next slide, that is showing you a picture which is showing you the picture of reflection. Now why reflection? This reflection is because of this surface. That surface should be shiny. For reflection, the surface should be shiny, means like mirrors will have reflection. Now what is a mirror? Mirror is any reflecting surface. Okay, it could be any reflecting surface, it could be any shiny surface which helps in reflection. So that will be any reflecting surface. So if we take a plain mirror, okay, plain mirror means it is the mirror which you are using at your home for seeing your face. That will be a plain mirror. Okay, and this reflection is possible when the light is being falling on the surface which is being falling on this plane surface. Okay, these reflecting surface such as mirrors. Now light is always traveling, and it is in the form of beam of light. Now beam of light means it is in the group of rays. Okay, so this group of rays is known as the beam of light. Now once this light is traveling in a group, so it is going to be reflected in the group only. So it is only the now in this diagram, I'm just wanted to telling you and just showing you that only a ray of light is traveling. A ray of light means it is that it is coming from any light source, and it is reaching towards the reflecting surface, and only one light ray is coming. Okay, that is why this arrow is being made. That it is coming from a source, and you don't know where it is going to go. Means it is going to pass from one place to another place. Means source is known but the end point is not known. This is known as a ray. So ray of light is going to come from any light source and it is falling on this mirror. Okay, it is a reflecting surface. So this one is the reflecting surface. And this mirror is having the two surfaces. One is the reflecting surface, another one is the shiny surface, means painted surface, opaque surface. Why this is a painted surface? Because if we are not able to see the things, because the light would have been passed. Now if we are able to see the things, we are able to see our face, because light is being reflected. Light has to reflect. So in the plane mirror, one side is made opaque. Okay, one side is made opaque. Fine. So this is the way, and the light ray is passing from the surface, it strikes and it gets reflected. Now there are various names written over in this diagram. Before going to this reflection of light in detail, I just wanted to revise that what is the meaning, what are the terms which we are going to use in this reflection and refraction. So this is these are the words. First one is the incident ray, okay, then the reflected ray, then angle of reflection, then angle of incidence, and this red line which is being shown, this is known as normal. Okay, so this is known as normal. So these are the words which you are going to learn, which you should know. Each and every person should know about these words when we talk about reflection and refraction. So we go on to the details, the terms which are being used here, the terms which are being used. So these are the terms which are being related with the light, that is incident ray. The first is incident ray. Now where is this incident ray coming? I just wanted to show you in this diagram again that this incident ray is a ray which is coming from a light source. Suppose that the sun is the light source here. So it is coming from a light source and it is striking the surface of any object, means the ray of light that falls on the reflecting surface. All the rays of light which is falling on the reflecting surface will be known as the incident ray. Okay, so incident ray might be very clear. So the ray which is coming from a light source, whether it is a torch, whether it is a candle, whether it is a sun, or any luminous source, or any source which is emitting its own light. So the incident ray means it is a ray which is coming from a light source and it is striking the plane mirror. It is striking the reflecting surface. It could be any reflecting surface, whether it is a mirror, whether it is a shiny piece of tin, or it could be any metal, or it could be any surface from where it is striking. And reflection happens on each and every object, each and every opaque object we could see it properly, and translucent object we are not able to see it very properly. Next is that the reflected ray. Now what is this reflected ray? As the name is telling you, it is being reflected. So after striking, what happens to this ray? This is going to be diverted in its path. It is going to move away from its path from where it was falling. So the ray which is coming after striking the surface is known as the reflected ray. Okay, so this is known as reflected ray, which is being reflected after striking. So the ray of light that is sent back by reflecting the surface. So once it is striking the surface, it is going to be reflected from the surface. So this ray of light which is coming and the ray of light which is going away from the surface is known as the reflected ray. And the ray of light which was coming towards the surface is known as the incident ray. Fine. Next is that in between these two incident ray and the reflected ray, we draw a straight line, okay, at 90 degree to this surface. So this is 90 degree to this surface. So if we draw a straight line in between these two, incident ray and the reflected ray, this is known as normal. Okay, as you could see here in this diagram, the red line which is drawn here in between the incident ray and the reflected ray, it is known as normal. Okay, this is known as normal. Now this normal is going to divide the two incident ray and reflected ray in two angles. Now one of the angle which is coming in between, which is being made because of the meeting of the 2 points, that is 2 lines, that is incident ray and the normal, this is known as angle of incidence. Okay, now you know that angles are made in each and every corner. If it is a square, it will be wherever 2 lines meet at the vertices, then it is forming an angle. So angle always needs two lines to be joined one another. Okay, till at the joint only we have some angle, whether it is 30, 40, 50 or 60 or 90 or above 90. Okay, it could be the angle. So angle is always made once it is when two lines are going to join each other. Fine. So they are known as the incident. They are known as angle. Now here the angle of incidence means the angle which is formed in between the incident ray and the normal. So this is known as angle of incidence. Angle of incidence is the angle which is made by incident ray and the normal. Please remember that angle of incidence, this word incidence is related with the incident ray. So what is common in them? It is the incident ray and the normal is common. Now the next term which is related with this light will be the next angle which is present here. That will be the angle of reflection. Why angle of reflection? Because this is being formed in between the reflected ray and the normal. So this is known as angle of reflection. So this one is angle of reflection. Okay, now here the definition goes like this. Angle of reflection means it is the angle which is made by the reflected ray and the normal. I told you that we require two rays. Now here two light rays, or we require two lines. Two lines are here. One of the line is made by the reflected ray, and another line is made by us, that is known as normal. And this normal is constructed. It is being constructed. It is actually not present. Are we able to see the normal when it is falling? We are not able to see even the light which is being incident on the surface. We are just receiving the light which is falling on the surface of any opaque object. Are we able to see that a table is being reflected by the light? Only the light is falling on it, we are seeing that, and it is being reflected. That reflection part is not visible at all, but it is happening, and that is the natural phenomenon, that because of which we are able to see the things. So angle of reflection means it is the angle which is made by the reflected ray and the normal. Next word which you should know is the object. Now what is this object? Object means a thing. Okay, now a thing which forms an image on the screen. Now what is the screen? Screen is the place where you are obtaining the image. Okay, if we are obtaining the image on any surface, that becomes a screen. Now if an object means a thing, means here it could be the thing for which the image is going to be made. For example, if light is falling on the table, so here table is the object. Okay, the object means for the image which has to be formed for that particular object. You see your face in your mirror, so you are the object because of which your image is being made. So image is made after reflection. Okay, now image is the reflection of any object on the screen. Whenever the light is being reflected on any object, it forms its image on the screen. Okay, it could be the mirror, it could be the plane surface which is present, which is on which an image is obtained, is known as the screen. Okay, it could be water. If you see your face in the clean water, then you will be able to see your face. You would be able to see your reflection. Okay, as you remember the story of that lion which was looking inside that well which was full of water, in which the reflection could be obtained. So that image is obtained on the screen, and this image is the reflection. It is because of reflection. Now images are of two types. First one is the virtual image, and the second one is the real image. Now what is these two types of images? So first is the virtual image, means this image cannot be obtained on a screen. Okay, it is not obtained on a screen. Screen means the television screen, the mobile screen. It could be your laptop or desktop screen. Okay, so where you're watching the things here, so these images are being formed. The photographs could be an image. So the virtual image means any object, any image which is not obtained on a screen. Okay, if for example, if you are once you go away from the object, if you are standing in front of a mirror, your image will be formed only till the time you are standing in front of a mirror. Once you move, what happens to that image? Your image also goes off. It is not present on this mirror for a long time. If you are present, then only it will be present. Similarly, if you look in the water, then your image will be formed on water. You will be able to see your reflection in water. But what happens once you move away from that water body? your image will not be, your image also disappears once you move. So such images which cannot be obtained on the screen, that is known as virtual image. The mirror image is a virtual image, water image is a virtual image, any shiny surface which is forming your image will be a virtual image. Okay, but if you think about the real image, what is this? Real image is formed directly on the screen. So once this is obtained on the screen, this is known as the real image. Fine. So it is obtained directly, means you are able to see your movies where your favorite stars are present and they are performing there. Whether they are present or not, you will be able to see their movies, their faces always on your television channel. Okay. So the image which is obtained on the screen, that will be known as the real image. So all these will be the real image which is being obtained, which is formed directly. Fine. All your photographs will be your real image, and the you're present or not, it will be present on the screen. Okay, so that means it is a real image. So we have seen so many things which are being related with the reflection of light. Now next thing is that one more thing which is left here is the point of incidence, which is not mentioned here in this diagram. I just show you that it is here, it is present here. Where it is present? Where the incident ray and the reflected ray are being reflecting, means where they are joining, where it is striking. So this is known as point of incidence. Okay, so this is point of incidence. Now what is this point of incidence? Everybody, I think it is being very clear. The point at which this incident ray is falling and striking the plane mirror, that is known as point of incidence. And from this point of incidence only we always draw the normal, which divides these two halves, these two rays in equal halves. Okay, so this was all about the terms which are related with the light chapter, and in which these are the common terms which will be related to both the phenomenons which we have to study in this chapter, that is reflection and refraction. So this was all about the introduction part of this chapter. We have seen the terms which are related to the reflection and refraction. Now next we will deal with the laws of reflection in the next class. So that's all for today. I'll meet you all in the next topic in the next video. That's all for today's video.